David Joseph Aliu, National Coordinator, Civil Society Advocacy Network on Climate Change, CANSL. As a country and as an activist, as an individual, we need to take actions. And that is why even the SDG 13, it's saying take actions. Take actions to address the effect of climate change. This is a world crisis and we need to take actions. Thank God for our government. Before this time, we are classed as the third vulnerable country to the effect of climate change by the IPCC report. This is a group of scientists that every year they sit and look at the effect of climate change in all countries all over the world. So 2014, they classed us as the third vulnerable country. But from that time to now, we have taken considerable steps, actions to address the effect of climate change. Now we have a national action plan, now we have a nationally determined contributions, and we are signatory to the Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement was the agreement at COP, that COP wherein they went and agreed that every nation should take actions. You should develop a national track record to show that as a country, this is what I'm going to do to address climate change. So over the years, we have developed that document. That document is there as a Bible that guides us as Sierra Leoneans, and every individual in this country needs to contribute to that document. So what we are saying as civil society is, one, how should we all ensure that we popularize that document? What is in that document, we take it to the community level and ensure that the government's institutions, not only the Ministry of Climate Change, the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, EPA, and the rest that are environmentally owned, they should be at the forefront. But we should also, because climate change is a cross-cutting issue. It's all over. Even the media houses are being affected by the effect of climate change. So we need every player on board to ensure that what we need to do, we do it. For us as a civil society, we are playing our own part. We are letting people know. We talked about it at every forum we ensure that people know about the effect of climate change and that the actions they need to take. So what we are saying, now that government has developed the nationally determined contributions and the national adaptation plans, these are documents that are there to mitigate the effect of climate change. So what are the activities, what are the actions that we need to take? Should be the government and the other players to ensure that they bring the local councils on board. The local councils take it down to the community people. The nationally determined contributions have 12 principles. Have 8 principles. How do we ensure that those principles are taken to the communities? We develop a community action plan at community level that every year this is what we do to ensure that we manage and address the effect of climate change and also manage our natural resources, because all what we are saying around the effect of climate change is poor management of our environment, poor management of our natural resources, and our living habits. We are living above what we are getting, and we are living that life that is not good for us. For instance, whatever little resources we have, we are not utilizing it judiciously. For instance, we have our natural resources, one which is the forest. How are we managing the forest? We are not properly managing it because of those in charge of those forests, from the community to national level. There are people that are responsible to manage those forests. The community, the paramount chiefs, the local chiefs, the Ministry of Environment, EPA. There are policies, there are documents that says you don't just cut trees because you want to sell trees. You go through those procedures. And if you are given the allowed to cut the trees, when you cut, you are supposed to plant again. Because, for instance, when I talk about our living habit, we rely on subsistence farming. Yeah, we plant, we eat. What next? We don't plant enough to store. We don't plant enough to sell. All we do is we plant and eat. And in that process, we are involved in slash and burning. Slash and burning is a subsistence farming system that is not good for us. Yeah, but that is what our people used to for centuries. How do we change this type of farming pattern? That is what climate change is saying. You have been used to this. How do you change from this now and take new technology? For instance, there is this technology in terms of nurturing our seedlings. For this flower, we want to plant this flower. You don't just come and put the seeds, it germinates. You need to nurse it first. We use plastics, single-use plastics, those polythenes. Those polythenes, they live for over 200 years for them to rot. Yeah. So for you to move from that, you need to bring in the local people. They must have a local idea that they will use. For instance, in Kenya, someone used banana leaf to nurse seedlings. The gentleman waved it very good in small sizes, just like polythene bags. There he put the soil, put the seeds germinate. From there, when transplant, he in fact plant all the banana leaf. It's the leaf also serve as a moisture as a manure for the seedlings. Or you use the bamboo cane, the cane stick. You can use that several times. It's a local material. It will easily rot. Yeah, it will not have much effect on the soil. And also our building patterns.